Good evening. I'd like to call the meeting to order of the Village of Chester Commission special meeting for August the 12th, 2026, not 1926.
So you should be showing.
And our meeting is beginning at 6:30 p.m. As we meet today, we acknowledge that we live in Mi'kmaq, the traditional and ancestral territory of the Mi'kmaq people. We are all treated people with responsibility to each other and to this land. We would like to welcome two guests, Jim Barkos and Cindy Lamson. We're wondering if they want to join us in a public forum with a little speech or two, or if they're just enjoying our wonderful conversation over here. Yes. Well, welcome and thank you for coming. Has everyone had the opportunity to look at the agenda? Thank you. May I have a motion that the agenda of the Chester Village Commission's August 12th, 2026 special meeting is approved as presented or amended?
So moved.
Thank you, Randy. Thank you, Gloria. Okay, business arising. As you, I assume you have all read this. It's complex, but it's complex and straightforward at the same time. It's going to how we'll be handling the Zoe Valley. We're calling it a trust fund. It's not really, but that's the word that we're using for convenience. And so we're looking at how we're going to invest it. We need to have a certain amount that we can use for day to day, a certain amount that we can have in investment that's accessible, and a certain amount that I am, in my very amateurish way, calling seed money that we will eventually create. For instance, people can use that because you don't ever take the capital out of that. So people can leave a bequest in their will, for instance. So we have to look at alternatives. Are we going to do them all right now? Or are we going to do whatever? So we're going to begin that discussion now, and we're going to have Heather lead us through it.
Because it is a little complicated, I just thought I would kind of walk through the presentation. So we know currently, because they're a registered charity, the rules, they don't have quite the same restrictions that we do as a public sector entity. And currently all of its money is sitting in a regular bank account. Other than this BMO account I just found out about yesterday.
I was suspicious whether or not that's the chumps money.
It doesn't seem to be the same amount.
Okay.
So anyway, there is an investment account and it's invested in mutual funds. So I don't know what the terms are for being able to
We can
liquidate
find
that.
that out.
But yeah, I have to talk to the bank, so I haven't had time to do that yet. But it's another few grand anyway. I'm just going to skip ahead a little bit to the investment approach on page 3. So as I said, the village currently uses cashable GICs in a registered Canadian banking institution, as you know, which is required under the Municipal Government Act. They don't need to do that, but there is, I do see one use for that in this case. The big discussion is really around the Community Foundation of Nova Scotia. So they themselves are a registered charitable organization and public foundation that supports the charitable and nonprofit sector by building and managing permanent and long-term funds, excuse me, to help meet the needs of communities across Nova Scotia. So they function to pool resources of many small groups, and that enables them to, really increase the growth, and then those returns get spent in their local communities by those charitable organizations. So through its work, it basically has 3 main ones: flow through, medium term, and endowment. So the advantage of working with them is that, again, they will look after the investment and at a higher rate than we can get through a GIC at the bank. They can handle any receipting that comes in that way. And what's nice about that is it can be if people have securities, if they have stocks, or if they have US funds, any of those kinds of things that are a little more difficult to deal with. The fire department, for example, we have to work with a broker to handle gifts of stock, and we've had a couple. So it's, this is a way to just take it off our plate, that they'll manage that. And then we can get reports from them quarterly or however often we want them to see how everything's doing. And it just brings, again, some continuity to the whole process over multiple fiscal years, multiple commissions, multiple clerks. So
And they do reporting, do they?
they do.
So you don't have to do the reporting?
They'll give me the reporting to integrate in with
The ones that I
the
don't,
rest.
if I was reading carefully enough,
Mhm.
I see what the return is, but I don't see what they're charging us.
The fees are in that. I should have copied it over into the list, but if you look at the little box on the bottom of page 3, the 3 fund types. So short term, which I'm not recommending we use. We don't really have a need for that.
Page 2, I was gonna say, page 3 does not have a box.
And right at the bottom of the page, the 3 funds. So the medium and long term both have a 2% annual
Yeah.
fee. But given that the returns are pretty decent,
Yeah.
it's not, and it's even something like Canada Helps is 2.5 or 3, I think it's 3.5. So the short-term fund, that's something that a charity would use if they didn't have any infrastructure or any staff that could handle donations. So it would go there, the tax receipting happens, and then it goes away. We have no need for that because certain degrees of donations, we can handle the tax receipting and whatnot here. The medium-term managed fund, though, is, I think, of real interest to us. So this one is, again, it's this higher rate of return at 7 to 10%. It's meant to be parked there for a longer amount of time, but if we do need to get funds, some funds can be liquidated in about a month.
And what's the parking time recommended, like 2 years, 5 years, 10 years?
Like whatever you want.
Oh, so there's no recommended parking?
Not really. There's just the minimum, oh my God, I can't talk now. The minimum of 10,000 to invest in this one. It's the same with the endowment fund, which we'll get to because it's a little bit different. So again, what this helps with the being able to accept various kinds of charitable gifts, and people can donate through a link, so we can actually shut down the Canada Helps one and move people over here. There's only a couple of regulars on that one, which we're incredibly grateful for. It's very kind of them. And again, the ability to accept donations in US funds. It's a bit of a complicated process to be able to get an IRS tax receipt. So their structure is quite interesting. There's an outline of how it works as part of, I didn't print out all the attachments and what I gave you, but you have them all digitally.
Which is great when we have so many American.
Yeah.
We do. We have so many summer people, so.
Potential donors.
Yeah.
And especially if they can get a receipt.
And they
that's
can
great.
get a receipt for their American taxes, so.
Did you say we have to shut down the account
We'll be,
that we already have people donating through?
We can move them though.
we can move them.
Oh, you just moved?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
No
we would
point paying
just
them,
contact them
too.
and give them another link, because. Which is good if they do that. So this medium-term fund is very convenient for regular donors and part-time residents. And I did mention here that there was one on the Canada Helps page that had been donating $20 a month for years, and who just increased it to $40 a month last month after we had our opening, with a little message congratulating us on the opening, which was really nice. And a new donor just a couple of days ago set up a new one for $100 a month. So it's lovely that people are recognizing that we're trying to
And
build
we get a
something.
lot of lovely comments
Mhm.
every day from people.
So we don't basically foresee any issues asking those two people to move over to
I
this
can
new
imagine
system.
it, but they're going through a web link now.
As long as they understand what's happening.
Yeah, and if there's a problem, we
We
would
just leave it, yeah.
So, and then the endowment fund, that's permanent. We can never, ever take out the principal. So we'd have to be careful with what goes in there. But it's something to work towards, because in the fullness of time, this would take a while, because we would need a couple of million in that endowment fund to have it,
Get something.
because you can only draw out 5% a year. So we would need probably a good 2 million in the bank to do that, but that's not completely unattainable. And this is a nice thing too for certain donors who may want to make a legacy donation in their will or something like that. This is quite attractive because they know that's where it's going. And
They know that the capital is safe.
yeah, and it will continue to support after they're gone. So many groups use a combination of the medium term and the endowment fund to balance the different needs, because we have, we need cash flow to operate. But we also want to make sure that we're caretaking so that all of this outlives all of us.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a couple of the other points too is that working with them does keep the money in the community. It supports ethical investments because they use ethical investment funds, which is attractive. And it keeps the principal invested at arm's length from us, which looks and is cleaner.
Yeah.
So it's
I
it just makes things,
Mm.
yeah, it makes things simpler. We don't want it to be close to us. We want it arm's length.
Yeah.
So following some conversations, I had a number of conversations with their CEO and their the fund manager who would work with us on this. So I have a structure here, and Katie McDonald, who's a charitable sector consultant. She's not like a financial expert, that's not really true. She does endowment building and fund development in the charitable sector. It's what she does. And revenue diversification. So she also had a look through this. And so some of the changes you might have noticed came out of that. So essentially, I'm suggesting a combined approach between Scotiabank, where we are now, and the community fund. So currently, as we say, everything is in our main operating account, which is what's sitting over there now. So I'm recommending that would hold the funds for the budgeted operating expenses plus a contingency, and anything that might be in the capital budget that's ready to be paid, or some of the things we've already paid in this case this year. So it gives us the liquidity for that. And we would put in what's in the operating budget and a contingency, and then we can track all the funds that way. And then I'm suggesting we open a capital reserve similar to what we use for the village, because it is cashable. So the returns aren't as high, but if we're using that to put the approved capital budget in with a contingency, then when we need to pay for the path to be built, we can transfer the money pretty easily.
So essentially that would be like where our reserves, our commission reserves.
Yeah, so that one would work that way, that the main advantage of that one is that it is cashable.
That stays at Scotiabank.
Yeah. And there is an investment account that's there now, which was the Chums Reserve, but it, for whatever reason, got rolled into the main account, but we can put it back.
So you never found out why they did that, eh? Because it's been 6 years with no interest accruing.
It's
It's a
crazy.
terrible shame. I see you're leaving it, or recommending that we leave it with Scotiabank. Would it not be better for them if we moved it over to,
BMO or something.
well, no,
No,
the,
to
Oh.
the fund.
yeah, the medium fund, I guess.
Because it's so small, because it's
Yeah.
a minimum 10,000, investment to.
No, I
have
meant
its
it
own fund.
with ours.
It could absolutely be with ours.
And you mean a
It
little
would
bit
just be
extra.
a little accounting to
Yeah.
figure out what portion of interest and whatnot.
Mixing the
we
library and
have.
the village?
No, no, no,
Oh,
mixing the Chums Reserve.
Oh, the
With the
chunk,
main
okay,
reserve.
because we don't wanna mix the library.
Yeah, we can
Oh, God,
certainly.
no.
No.
No,
That's what we're avoiding,
we
okay.
can't do that.
Now, I was thinking though that the chum would earn more interest rate if we molded it in with the medium term
Right.
investment.
Yeah, we could absolutely, like, on any of this is a
Well,
company.
I would like to offer Natalie the option because it
Mhm.
is her fund. Well, not her
Absolutely.
fund, but her group's fund.
And then when we look at, the Community Foundation of Nova Scotia, we're looking at the medium-term fund, so that would really be like our true reserve. So that one, I'm just calling it a midterm reserve, because that would be, we can liquidate in a month if we need to, if we have a crisis. But it's not meant to be accessed regularly, and it just does have a good rate of return, so. With that one, again, the minimum is 10,000, and I'm kind of foreseeing that being the bulk of what's
Yeah.
in the trust.
Oh, and that's the route for the US. Can that also take, stocks
Yep.
and bonds? And
Yeah, I can take all of that. So very helpful that way, because it's a nuisance having to work with stockbroker. So this would be the main donation link that we would promote, is the link to this, so anybody could donate to that. And then the next page over the endowment, again, we may want to do this now, we might want to wait till we get through this first year. To see this and just kind of get it started, because then we have to do this anyway, but we'd have to think about, how are we going to grow that? Are we going to make annual deposits to it, or like we do with the village's reserve funds?
And we'd also have to
Do we
promote
steer
it quite
certain,
heavily.
do we steer certain donations there? So there's lots to think about. If we start it, then we really have to deal with it, or we can just kind of hold off this year.
Well, the thing is, once you put the money in there, it's in there.
It's done.
Exactly, so that's why I'd say, like, don't put anything more than the 10,000 minimum right now, if we were to go ahead with this, so that we kind of get our feet under us a little bit. with
Yeah,
all this
I
stuff.
wouldn't even feel like doing it now. I would like to get through 1 year with the library and
Yeah.
kind of have a better feel of where we are. I mean, our expenses are all pretty much up front,
Mhm.
and you guys are all gonna be giving me lots of forgiveness, because I just decided to get the place open. So, but as now we're getting into the operating phase, things will settle down substantially.
Yeah, we don't have to buy any more lighting
Yeah.
fixtures.
The fire department was not happy with the lighting in here.
Oh, the previous one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, did they like this one?
Oh, yeah, this one.
Oh, you can actually see what you're doing.
Yeah, you can see what you're doing, it's not hanging by a literal cord.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
you're not going blind.
and in case you want to use the stovepipe, why, there's a cover up there at some point. We'll put a little pot belly here on the table. or whatever.
They pulled of all weird things, a navy bag out of that, out there. I'm
Oh,
serious.
really? Did they?
A
Yeah.
Navy
That's right.
Trust, like a little bag, Navy bag, that says Navy Trust on it.
Oh, my.
I was hoping it was filled with money, but.
I know, but it sounds like a good bank robbery.
So Heather, if I understand correctly, all of these values and amounts of money suggested here are coming from the trust.
Yes, so
At
there's
this point,
bulk,
well, what we call the
yeah,
trust.
what we vernacularly
Yeah.
call the trust.
So
because
there-
there's
The commission
roughly-
has nothing, doesn't have
Oh,
to
no.
contribute to
No,
this in any
not
way.
unless we
Yeah,
want
yeah.
to.
Good.
Yeah, we can't. We
I
have to-
wasn't sure, oh, here's 80,000 here, 40,000.
No, that's,
Yeah.
that's basically an operating grant that the village gives. to
Yeah,
library for
yeah, oh, no,
operating, so that's
yeah,
what
we
here.
deal with like salaries and things like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, we planned on doing right
Yeah.
from the beginning.
So
But
the-
all of these values here are all from the trust.
Yes.
Yes.
And the way that they're spent is within the warranty deal.
Oh, yeah, of course, but I was just wanted to make sure the commission wasn't pouring more money. in
You don't
there.
have faith in us, Renee?
No, no.
Never say never till we can
Well,
actually.
this is what I'm thinking, yeah. I just didn't want another line item where we had to give
Oh, God.
25,000 to Zoe Valley to make ends meet.
Now, the library budget will be, the budget for the next fiscal, we might wanna integrate that kind of thing, but maybe not.
Yeah. I mean,
That's a
the nice
decision
thing
then.
is we've got time to settle and to get a feel for it and see how we're going.
Yeah, and we have to get this done apparently by a certain date in order for the Americans to be able to get their tax receipts or
I would
something.
certainly recommend
Yeah,
that we
we're
get
having
this going.
An event
Because
for
there is a
people who may
fundraising
be
event.
giving us American
Yes.
Budget.
I understand you're sponsoring an event of some sort, are you?
From getting it organized.
Yeah,
So,
but whatever, there may be some
There'll be some
American
US,
cash there, yeah.
So of the 191 that's in there now, of the 191,000, now, some of that has already been spent on expenses.
Right.
Like
lamps.
lamps, things like
What do you
that.
think, Ronnie? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I wonder who spent it.
And unfortunately, and I know I was trying to get this for this conversation, I still don't have a final number. Maxine and I have been going through individual pieces of paper for a week. Anywho, we're getting there.
Is that all operating money though, we're talking here?
Because
Or is any of it?
when the year started, we didn't have access to the accounts
Yeah,
yet,
yeah.
even though technically
So
we
we
did,
haven't
we
spent
didn't.
our money.
So
Okay.
anything that's been, any library expenses that need to
Mhm.
be paid all went to this one line item so that we
So
could at
the
least track
commission
it.
can effectively get their money.
So
back.
the commission needs
Yeah.
to bill that back
Yeah,
to
yeah,
the
okay.
trust for the pieces that.
And that comes out of trust's operating funds,
Correct.
does it? Yeah.
That 190.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
yeah, that 190.
it's our 30,000, isn't it, that's paying all?
Okay, well, this, the 191 that we have.
We're
right
paying
this
some of
minute.
those bills, some of them are paid by us,
What's it, this is
but there's
paying,
also
okay,
things that.
yeah,
come out
wasn't
of
all
operating.
operating.
It's a little complicated, but once we get through this part of the setup, then it will be fairly straightforward. But what I would like to suggest is we not go to the last one yet.
Permanent
Once we put money, we get it back. But I do think that the recommendation of doing the short-term flow through fund, which is where we can.
The medium.
The medium.
Yeah, medium.
Medium term.
Yeah, the short term's no
Yeah.
good to us.
Yeah.
Totally. I think medium term looks
Yeah.
perfect for us as a functioning. It doesn't cost that much in terms of return. The return is 7 to 10, no guarantees, of course.
And they get two,
And yeah, they get.
And
so we
interesting,
end up with netting 5 or thereabouts.
interestingly, all those newsletters, which I think came from Cindy, most.
Yes, and
Generously.
thank you. They were
Every
lovely.
newsletter from 1997, there's one theme, poverty.
Yeah.
Poverty, we need money, we're
Yeah.
raising money, we need this. we
Yeah,
need
yeah,
that,
yeah.
And we've got to try and,
This is a way of ensuring,
that we
The
don't
future.
go back that way.
yeah,
And the only time they went out is when Mr. Ondaatje topped it up.
Yeah, but we should tell everybody, because Laura and I know, but Cindy made a wonderful donation of some fantastic documents of history of the library, one of which was a collection of newsletters that had been going out for many years.
oh, wow.
And listed every donor, which was good.
All right.
Database.
Well
Yeah.
done, Cynthia.
The sad thing is most of them still in time.
Most of them
Yeah.
are.
Yeah, they're gone.
Gone, yeah.
But still, it's a historical record of
It's lovely.
the life of the library.
Oh, you can always go after their grandchildren.
That's right.
There's been many, many, many kind people involved in the story of this building.
Oh, yes, I'm sure they had to be for it to last this long.
Yeah. Did you decide on recommending, or do you want us to decide how much money we should put into that medium term right now?
They put it
Or
on
you
there.
just put the 10 in it?
I have a suggested amount on each one,
Okay,
but essentially that the operating account be what's in our budget plus a contingency.
yeah,
That the capital reserve be what's in the capital budget plus a contingency. And that whether or not we roll the chums fund into the same one or not, I'll wait for you to tell me.
I feel like I
And basically
wouldn't,
the rest would go to the midterm, but we probably wanna hang on to a bit more in the
Yeah, I think so.
operating, so
Yeah.
we could pick a figure to go into the midterm, it could be 50, it could be
but
40, it could
if
be
whatever
whatever. you
number
want.
we pick, we can always, when we get to a point where we're satisfied with our knowledge of the fund, we can add to it.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
okay,
you're-
10,000 minimum to open it, and then,
So you're suggesting the midterm reserve one goes from 86,000 down to 50 or
Not necessarily, I mean, we're just at the chat stage, let's
Mm-hmm.
go around and talk, Tom, you probably have thoughts on this, what do you think?
something? I don't know.
Okay, Gloria, no, listen, I don't know enough about it either,
Yeah.
what do you, there we go, a hand in the air.
In 2010, formed the Lunenburg County Community Foundation, which is sub under the Nova Scotia Community Foundation, which is under part of the Median Community Foundation. So it all works. We work with it. I worked with it for 5 years as chair.
Yeah.
And this is very credible, well organized,
Mhm.
and the people that manage that are always competent people. And so you got the Canadian organization overseeing this whole operation.
So you think we're on the right
All
road?
it is, yeah, no, it's the best thing we could get into.
Perfect, thank you, Jim. Laura, do you have a thought on?
I do,
that?
I think the chums, it took so much work to tease it out.
Yeah,
And out of respect for Natalie and whatnot, for the moment, I think we should leave it where it is. I know it might get 2% instead
Yeah.
of 7%.
I feel it should be her decision about where it
Yeah,
goes.
or just leave it for them.
Just leave it for now.
Yeah, and she's the administrator. I don't know if she's given us, I don't know if there's more money to come to that. I suspect there may be, and I will, she was here today, she volunteered.
Oh, Madeline,
I'll have a chat with her the next time she's
Right.
here.
so it
And,
could be in its own reserve, or it could get rolled.
Yeah,
into
I
this
wouldn't
one.
roll, because we just got it unrolled.
Yeah,
So
it was a challenge, as you know.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'd
Tommy,
leave
by
it.
the way, did a great job of finding.
He's a
that.
smart
Yeah,
cookie. Oh,
He's
smart.
been, he's
Who is
been,
that?
Tim Tommy, he's the treasurer of a municipality,
yeah,
and it was a hard job for him, he had to really like go through correspondence and this and that, and it was a chore for him to find it.
he's been wonderful through this
Yeah.
whole transition.
and it
Okay,
would
send
be
it.
difficult once it rolls back in.
And we all are gone.
Yeah, and the next,
Yeah,
or
it's
even
here
if
again.
if we keep it separate in some way and put some kind of conditions on it, that it can't be taken willy-nilly for
Yeah.
this or that, then future commissions who may want the money for some reason or
It was
another
always
won't
for
be able to
children's
get it.
books initially,
Yeah,
right?
and
Yeah.
we,
But you have to be sure of
Once
that,
we've
and
made
it
a
has to be
decision,
separate.
we write a policy, well,
Yeah.
and,
first we consult with the people to whom the fund belongs.
Of
Yeah.
course.
yes, but once we've made our decision, we make a policy.
Yeah.
And something else we need to make a policy,
Strategy.
just make a note, Katie said that if anyone donated us cash, like big sums of cash, you have to have a policy and a paper that, you know, they sign, you sign and all of that.
Mhm.
So you'll have to speak to Katie.
And I have a tax receipt book, so
Right.
anybody.
Did you
who
run
does
into
that-
that cash issue when you were doing your research?
Not really, anybody who wants something receipted, we do, like
Yeah.
you suggest, if it's
It has to be a
donations,
policy, she said.
Yes.
Very,
and if it's, just donations in the box, we just have to
they don't
count it
get
up,
receipted.
and those aren't getting receipted.
Yeah, our volunteers are getting better when people say, what does it cost to use the laptop? They're going, it doesn't cost anything, however, if you would like to make a donation.
One of these days, we're gonna have to open that box and count it.
We've been opening it every Friday, it's all stashed away.
I have the tally sheets.
Okay, there's just in thing. Anyway, I don't know, I put. Do we know if there was 194? Do we think your expenses are more than 40?
No, I don't think so, but I am unwilling to guarantee it, but I do not think so.
And that 40 includes contingency, isn't it, money somewhere? Yeah, 20%.
I mean, we have to remember, it's like everything. The decisions that we make today is amenable to change.
Hmm.
It's not like once we make a decision, it's the end of the story. But I would say right now, we leave enough room that we're not sweating, carrying on. And then say 3 months or 6 months down the road, and when we know where we stand, we adjust it. But
I suggest
I think
60,000.
that this system is the
For
best
operating?
system.
Put 60,000, that's my.
All the other ones.
Because if
Is it
you're
a
gonna
managed
get that, if you're gonna get 7, and I know they even got 10 and 12
Yeah,
this
but-
year. paid.
Yes, they probably did,
So,
but that may not carry on.
It's no point to put 1,000 in there and get
Oh, good.
$6,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
So
And
you're suggesting the Scotiabank main business banking account be 60 years?
No, no, no.
No,
because it's got 83 here,
Okay,
and
60,
then
got
since
it.
we don't know the expenses, which we were hoping
Okay.
to know today.
And the liquidated BMO goes in there too.
Yeah.
If and when we
How
ever
do you
get to
even
it.
find that?
Well, we know.
Somebody in finance at the municipality sent me a scan of a statement and I went, what is this? And then I
How
dug back
exciting.
through some of the materials I got, but then I messaged him and said, like, what was this for? Do we know what? it's
Nobody
for?"
seems.
Da-da-da, and
Where it came from.
he had no information. It predated him.
Put it this way, for a number of years, the finances were not excessively carefully kept. But at least it's there and,
Yeah.
we can invest it and do what, so if, I agree with you, Laura, about the 60K for the medium term and.
So where's the
And
extra
then
20?
put that 20 into the operating budget for now.
Oh,
and then
okay.
we
Just
see
fades
where
away.
we go.
Yeah, that's fine.
How do people feel about that? Okay.
That's a good start.
And then
Yeah.
we'll stay with Heather's recommendation for the Scotiabank investment account, even though it's new.
And I think my personal thing would be that Chums is protected somehow.
Totally.
Yeah.
So a future commission can't roll it back
Well,
into
they actually.
general revenue.
Yeah, they actually had like I forget what it's called, there's a special word that goes with the little trust, and the municipality had it, and they still took cash and rolled it in, so I want to make sure we protect it better.
Yeah,
But
that's
we'll
my.
start with their document. Because it was, for their friend, I think, I get the impression that Natalie may be one of the few original members.
Probably, most all dead.
Administrator, right? It's
Yeah.
what passed down.
But does she still have like members of the club or something, or is she pretty much
She
by
was dead in
herself?
1930 though. So,
Yeah, I know.
No, I don't think there's no.
Okay, because she's gonna have to
Anybody
designate.
else but Natalie?
Hmm?
I think Natalie is last standing.
Yeah,
But she's passing it on to someone else in her family to be the administrator.
and we
I'm
have to
quite
put
sure.
that in our policy.
Yeah.
Okay,
So we need a policy right off the bat. don't
well,
we?
we'll ask her for
Yeah.
her policy.
Well,
and
but
then
this
we'll-
other policy we have to have
Yeah.
as well.
There's,
For
they
donations.
basically have to have
Yeah.
like a
Cash donation.
an investment and donations policy for the library. Among many other policies we
Yeah.
need to develop.
Yeah,
for the
exactly.
library.
Yeah, we never had to worry.
Okay, I think we're coming to a solution for this evening's meeting. We're taking Heather's suggested ZDL operating account numbers, but adding 20,000 to it. And we're taking the medium-term managed fund and
Down by
putting
20.
it actually at 60, and the balance will go into the operating. We're going to leave the Scotiabank investment account where it's recommended right now, and we're going to leave the Chums reserve as it stands right now. Does anybody have any comments, objections? notes
Coffee to
that
buy
they
more
want?
lamps, okay?
Yeah, but we don't,
I do have a draft motion that we need to adjust those around.
but we don't
Yeah, well, I
want
just wanna
the,
make sure everybody's happy.
we don't
first.
want the 10,000 in the endowment
Yes,
fund.
not yet.
Not yet.
That comes up. There's 10 grand there. I don't know what we'll do.
Not for lamps.
I had lights, you know,
We did have a few lamps kind of blow up on us a few days ago. so-
Oh, let me tell you the blowing up lamp. The Camerons gave us a beautiful 1920s floor lamp, and it still had the original cloth shade. It was
Oh.
just gorgeous. In fact, I think it may even be back. But the story is that I'm putting Ryan Cameron in his place because he got a little snotty about it. He thought he was more in charge of things than he was.
We are.
Oh, well, too bad. And so he said to me this morning, well, the problem is that your electricity needs to be fixed. And then he put a new light bulb in it and it did the same thing, spark, spark, let's burn the station
Yeah,
flame
it's not-
down. Yeah,
And the
and
lamp itself. is-
yeah, so he had to completely rewire it and then
Oh,
come back and say, I think your electricity is okay.
Although our electricity has been flipping off.
Yeah, we've had to take
But we
the
think it's
panels
just the
twice.
heat, the draws.
Yeah, I can imagine, yeah.
Well, all the plugs went out upstairs, which I think we need to have the electrician have a consult.
Probably with all the air conditioning fans and everything too, that's a lot of draw maybe
Yeah.
too, right?
Air-
Do you think those little air conditioners draw a lot?
Cause I don't, there's only the one on in my room right now, like the one in the other room isn't even on.
All air conditioners have big,
Yeah.
they start out.
You know, your
But when it's not as hot, it tends to kind of come up and down, like it comes
the
on.
thermostat shuts off.
But it hasn't gone off in the last,
No,
You know your power's off.
and this is an old building which is
There's no light down in
never
general.
upgraded since 1926.
Okay, I'm going to
The
read
motion is
the
there.
motion and we're going to put some numbers in here. So if somebody knows how to subtract 60,000 from 86,560, that would be a very helpful exercise. And then if somebody knows how to take that number and add it to 4309,
Which comes
that
with
would be
my phone
helpful too.
well, we don't need to move, like in the motion, we don't really need to set an amount in the main account, cause it's already there. So it's really
We just
just,
have to fill in that one blank here
Yeah.
and take out the 10,000.
and take out the 10,000.
Which we won't be doing right now, so that's changed.
So we take out the 10,000,
And the
And
blank.
fill in that blank with the brackets.
10,000.
Fill that in with 60.
60,
Midterm managed fund.
yeah, it gets
Okay.
roughly
50 in there.
60, yeah.
But does that tell us where the balance of the money goes or it just automatically
It just
goes?
stays in the.
Or it is.
Operator's already there, so.
And the chunk reserve account, when I saw the numbers, it wasn't a round number. Are we just being nice about that?
I'm being nice about it, cause it was around, I think I
40
have it in here. Yeah, it was,
It's right at the top there.
yeah, it was 4713, so I just rounded it up
Yeah.
to 5,000. I figured,
Yeah.
if you wanted something different, you would. let me
No,
know.
that's.
No, we're perfectly happy with that. I just knew it wasn't, that's why I was wondering if that BMO, because I couldn't remember what the number was, but I
Yeah.
remembered it started with a 4.
Yeah, but it's a little less than the BMO.
Oh, did you, should we put in here and a bonus amount from BMO?
No, let's leave that, it's not our.
Leave that till I know what,
It's not our area.
how long it's gonna take us before we, if
Yeah.
it's a mutual funds, I don't know what the term is.
And it takes a
Could be a
while to
couple
get
years,
stuff out.
right, could
Well,
get-
She has no term.
I went through that, well, you have to have your broker, or financial investment guy do the thing for you.
It's probably just the bank.
Okay,
We'll
now,
cross that bridge later.
Yeah.
now we need to go to the sentence, the clerk treasurer, chair and or vice chair are authorized to finalize and sign the agreement with the foundation. I don't understand what the and or means.
I just wasn't sure if you would want 2 or 3 signers on the agreement.
How do you guys feel about that?
I don't have a problem.
Chair, vice chair.
Okay, so,
Clerk.
Is
and,
there liability involved? No, there isn't.
Well, nothing that we're not.
Yeah,
we're not
exactly, we're
protected
covered,
for.
yeah.
okay, so that sentence now is reading, the clerk treasurer, chair and vice chair are
Yeah.
authorized to finalize and sign the agreement. And
That's
following
3 people,
additional,
yeah.
yeah, and the chums. So does anybody require me to reread that? Or are you prepared to move in second and vote?
Do we have to put the dollar value in that hole right now, or what?
Well,
I
we're just
would,
paying
Cause
60,000.
we can't open it.
Okay.
We can't open it without,
So we don't have to say 60.207 thousand.
No. Okay,
Sure.
What is-
Ready?
the ZBL capital reserve, is that number okay, sitting there, that 5250?
that's basically the Class D accessibility project. plus
Okay, and
that
so the rest is
contingency.
not operating.
Yeah, everything else is in operating because
With the
all of those
contingent-
bills have come in already.
So essentially, that's the number that we're looking at when we do the accessibility project.
Yeah, the libraries portion, yeah.
All right, may I have a mover? Thank you, Gloria.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Randy. May I have a vote by hand? All in favor? Aye, and I, so unanimous.
Unanimous. Good.
Well, thank you for coming out, in the middle of the week on a hot evening, ladies and gentlemen,
No, I think
and
that's,
Jim and Cindy.
I think it's a good idea.
I think it makes us look good, it's responsible, it's money
Something
made.
that needed to be done, and, yeah.
It was in our original proposal, so it's great to
Thanks to
make it
Katie
step
too.
now.
Oh, go.
It was so helpful.
Yeah, that was a wonderful that she advised us through you to get and look into this,
Yeah.
because it makes me feel like we're doing things properly.
Yeah, because none of us really have the finances
Yeah.
to
And
pull
it's
this
good that
off,
you
you
were here,
know.
Jim, to kind of give us an extra.
We had some substantial donations made through Lunenburg County, like millions of dollars.
Oh, wow.
Like $1 million from the fixed up the Hay River,
Yeah,
and there's an ongoing program. The current mayor, Elspeth Wild, she, I think, became chair, she may still be chair. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
I went in December, by fluke, I was invited, by Elspeth, and it was terrific.
And
Little bit of
the Lunenburg County, very good, they used to have a lot of seed money for small.
Yeah.
Projects and things.
And if you have a marquee project that can really make a difference.
Starts in Canada and the provinces.
Yeah, the reporting
There's a lot of-
is very robust.
There's lots of in communities in Nova Scotia now that can add it on, we were one of the first ones.
yeah. Well, the return is very good, even subtracting the management fund.
And there's something, if you don't use all, if they don't need all that money, the 2%, but I can't remember that, then they don't actually charge you all of it. Something, but I can't remember what that's
It's in
about.
the contract,
Okay.
so.
I know.
Well, the three of us will have to meet about the
Oh,
contract.
maybe we should change that to and or, because himself is
Oh,
often
that's
away.
Okay.
And we have to do this fast, Randy, so we're gonna have to put it and or. in
Sure,
case-
I mean, that's
Okay,
fine, but.
Yeah, cause you have.
Oh,
to
Or
be
you could also
thinking
just put another
before
commissioner
this
on it,
Might be a
happens.
couple of
or one
years.
of the
Yeah,
commissioners.
that's
Yeah, that'd be
okay.
good.
So we'll say
Or-
and
or-
or.
Or
Okay.
we could just add another commissioner.
Anyway.
Just, that's two
Tom,
members.
Sure,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Tom, do you
And
want
commissioner.
to fair enough? Cause we're gonna have to do this fast, next 2 weeks,
We
no?
I'm-
Okay.
I'm-
we gotta do
Laura,
it quickly.
Laura can.
I'm here.
We don't wanna lose the opportunity of being able
No,
to take
I-
American money.
We just, just have a motion to
Change that,
amend that,
yeah.
Okay,
that motion,
okay,
just to change the chair and vice chair to chair and.
Commissioner.
And
and Laura,
And
Laura,
Commissioner.
Commissioner Laura, okay, who wants to move? Are you willing to move that? Thank you, Tom.
I'll
moved
second
it.
it.
Gloria, seconded.
Just another serving commissioner.
Yeah.
or Something.
Yeah.
Well, we put Laura in, so there you go.
Oh, I didn't know, okay.
Like it or not.
Sure. I mean, I know.
Okay, thank you. All right, we're good.